SRRV is a special resident retiree visa issued as a special non-immigrant visa for foreign nationals and natural-born former Filipino citizens to make the Philippines their retirement destination. Now, it's not just any foreigners, it has to be a qualified nationality. The rule is he or she should not be included in the excluded list under Section 29 of the Immigration Act of 1940. Examples for these excluded cases are 1. Idiots or insane person or persons who have been insane. Persons afflicted with a loathsome or contagious, dangerous diseases or epilepsy. Persons who have been convicted of a crime involving moral turpitude. Prostitute procurers or persons coming for any immoral purposes. Persons who are likely to become a public charge. Paupers, vagrants, and beggars. And the list goes on. You can check it out in Section 29 because, like I said, it's not just any foreigners. It has to be a foreign person, but it's not included in the excluded list. Now, what are the benefits for an SRRV visa? It entitles the holder to reside during his lifetime in the Philippines, permitting multiple entry privileges so long as the requirements of the visa remain in the Philippines. Another benefit is the exemptions. You will be exempted from customs duties and taxes for a one-time importation of your personal effects and household goods worth about the value of $7,000. And it should not be in commercial quantity. And this exemption should be availed within 90 days upon the issuance of your SRR visa. Another exemption is the exemption from the Bureau of Immigration of getting an ACR card and also reporting to the immigration annually. Another exemption is securing a student or study permit if the principal or the dependent wants to pursue education in the Philippines. Your pensions and annuities will be tax-free if it is remitted to the Philippines. The PRA will give you assistance in securing documents from other government agencies, like a driver's license from the Land and Transportation Office, employment permit or certificate from the Department of Labor, tax exemption or tax extension from the Department of Finance, your tax identification number from the BIR, and clearance from our National Bureau of Investigation. The PRA or the Philippine Retirement Authority also offers you exclusive benefits from all their other programs. Now, there are 5 options for the SRR visa. The first one is the SRRV Smile. These are for the active and healthy retirees who opt to maintain their SRR deposit of $20,000 in any of the PRA accredited banks. Next is the SRRV Classic, also for active and healthy retirees who opt to use the SRR visa deposit into active investment. The SRRV Classic is convertible to purchase a condominium unit as long as the value of the property must be at least $50,000 or a long-term lease of a house and lot. Now, the required deposit for the SRRB Classic, if you are 50 years old and above, with a pension of at least $800 for a single person, or if you are a couple who are 50 years old and above, should be $1,000. The required deposit if you're with a pension is only $10,000. Now, if you are 50 years old and above without a pension, the required deposit is $20,000. Now, if you're below 50 years old, between the ages of 35 to 49 years old, the required deposit for SRRV Classic is $50,000. Now, the next option is the SRRV Courtesy. For this option, a former Filipino should be 35 years old and above. And for foreign nationals, it should be 50 years old and above who are all retired officers of international organization recognized by the Department of Affairs. This option, the SRRV Courtesy, only requires a visa deposit of $1,500. The next option is the SRRV Expanded Courtesy for foreign national who is 50 years old and above, who is a retired armed force officers of foreign countries with existing military ties or agreement with the Philippine government. A monthly pension of at least $1,000 is required, and the SRR visa deposit for this expanded courtesy is only $1,500. Now, the SRR visa deposit includes the principal applicant and two dependents. Any additional dependent will entail additional visa deposit of $15,000 each. Except if you're a former Filipino, they're exempted from this. The children must be legitimate or legally adopted by the principal retiree and should be unmarried and below 21 years old upon joining the program. The fifth option is the SRRV Human Touch. This is for ailing retirees between the ages of 35 years old and above who needs or require medical or clinical care. He should have a monthly pension of at least $1,500 and a health insurance policy accepted in the Philippines. The SRR visa deposit required is $10,000. Now let's go to the qualification. Like I said, the principal applicant must be foreign national, qualified foreign national, not included in the excluded list under Section 29 of the Immigration Act of 1940, or former Filipino citizens. All of them should be at least 35 years old. Now, for your dependents, your spouse must be legally married to the principal retiree. The children must be legitimate or legally adopted by the principal retiree and married and below 21 years old upon joining the program. Of course, the basic requirements should be original valid passport with valid or temporary visitor's visa, your application form, and you should prepare your medical clearance, original medical clearance from your country, and a valid police clearance from your country. And when you come here, you will have an additional NBI clearance if you stayed over 30 days from your last date of entry. 12 pieces photos of 2-inch by 2-inch, and the SRR visa deposit should be deposited in the PRA accredited bank here in the Philippines. A processing fee of one time of $1,400 for the principal applicant and $300 for the dependent applicant. An additional first annual fee of $360 for the principal and his two dependents. Marriage certificate for the joining dependent spouse and birth certificate for the joining dependent child or children. Additional requirements may be requested depending on your visa option chosen. The medical and police clearances must be valid up to 6 months from date of issue. All documents issued outside the Philippines must be translated in English if necessary and authenticated by the Philippine Embassy or consular office near the applicant's residence.